ransomware is software. That means that any software has bugs. And so ransomware may have bugs. And the interesting thing about the ransomware is that their encryption procedures are occurring more often. And so as a result, they are more tested. And as a result, they are more reliable than the decryption. And so if they are very much interested in your data to be properly encrypted, and so they test for that and they perfect the encryption algorithms and everything. However, their decryption processes, they are much less tested. And so it's not uncommon that you get the key, you pay the ransom, the victim would pay the ransom, the victim would get the key, and then the victim would try to decrypt it, only to run into a situation that the decryptor had a bug in it, and it effectively destroyed the data. And so that's the thing to consider. And then the ransomware operators would say, oops, sorry, but they would not refund you, of course, right? And that is the important thing to consider. And this is why I'm telling people that if it happens that you become a victim of a ransomware attack and everything is encrypted now, do the backup of your encrypted data. And then you can decide on many other things, like whether you actually want to pay the ransom, whether you may want to wait or whatever. So, but that's the company. Do the backup, and then start maybe negotiation or whatever. So the second thing that you need to consider if you want to pay the ransom is that in some countries it may become illegal. And it may become illegal, and the liability it could become a criminal offense. So you would be personally liable, not the organization would be liable. You would be personally liable for participating into financial crimes or financing criminal organization or terrorist organization. You never know what exactly it is. So that's the second one. As I said, my recommendation is not to pay. But even if you choose to, please consider those two things.
But also, I think you raised another point about who are you actually paying, right? Because it could be funding not just a criminal activity, but something more sinister, which could drag you to heaps more trouble down the line, right?
It is. I know, Ravi. Like, did you have this consideration in your mind when you realized that was a scam?
Yeah, I didn't think about the sinister aspects of it. I just thought that I made someone richer by tens of thousands of dollars, right? That's all I thought about, and I thought about it was more about how could this happen to me, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a tech guy. I run an engineering shop. We have external ethical hackers. They come, they test our platforms, and then the last 3 ransomware attacks we had at our customer sites, right? Our platform was not impacted for whatever reasons, right? So there is a level of arrogance in my head too, thinking that this is not going to happen to me. And so those the 3 factors was that. There was one underlying thought process. Number 2, my CEO was next of kin was in trouble in Singapore. And number 3, I was sitting in a pretty massive meeting, right, with one of the biggest investors, and it was a crucial meeting, etc. And I thought I'll step out for 10 minutes, which is what it took for me to wire that funds. I'm still kicking myself and like, how could this happen to me? How could I do this? I've been to all of that Kevin Mitnick training and all of that good stuff. And I, in my mind, I had resigned to the fact that, I probably realized the level of sophistication, like you said, right? I think these guys are like, a Six Sigma organization, right? I mean, the DMA I see, they got it pegged down near perfect, man. So